Hi everyone, it's Mari. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have a project here for Ecstasy Crafts and Studio Light, and I'm going to be working in my A5 planner today to create this really pretty insert or single page for the planner. And I'll take you through the entire process here and show you the different products that I use to create this layout. So this is the SL350 die set from the Planner Essentials series. It's a really cool die set that cuts out these pieces that you see here, as well as some reinforcements for your planner. Just going to show you those reinforcement dies. They're really fun. They have the little faux stitching lines on them, as does that large planner page die. And so everything just coordinates so nicely together here and layers beautifully. And I'm going to be using all of those pieces for my planner page today. You can see that I have the planner page cut out already, and I also have cut those other little flaps that are going to be part of the page as well. And I have cut these from some Bristol Smooth cardstock that I just have in my stash here. You can also use the pages that are the inserts that come with the A5 planner as well. I wanted to use this grunge stamp. This is Grunge 497. It's a beautiful stamp set and it stamps out so nicely. I wanted to use my Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide ink. I have not used this yet, and I just wanted to play with it a bit. And so I'm going to ink up my stamp, which I have placed on a long block. And I'm going to stamp that out onto just a piece of scrap cardstock first, and then I'm going to do second and third generation stamping on my page. So I'm going to just get that same scrap piece of paper so that I don't get ink all over my desk here, and I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping here and there. I didn't want it to all just be sort of like in a very, very straight line, although I definitely could have, because I don't really move this over that much in the end. But when I was thinking about it originally, I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm going to stamp in a whole exact straight line, but I think I kind of end up stamping it in a line anyhow. So anyway, I'm just having fun. I'm just playing. And one thing I really love about these Studio Light stamps is they are really great quality and they're inexpensive. So they have a really great price point. So definitely check them out. I wanted to use this paper. This is some of the Ultimate Scrap collection. It's paper 07, and I wanted to use that outer edge of that to fussy cut for my project here today. So I'm definitely going to do that. I've actually already done that. You can see the fussy cut strip there on my desk. And I'm going to take the Kitsch Flamingo and I'm going to just blend some of it across my Bristol Smooth paper here and just create a little bit more of that pink background. And this color of pink coordinates beautifully with the florals that are in that Ultimate Scrap collection paper. And I just wanted a really soft pink here that's going to go nicely with the greens and the grays and the blues and the pinks on that pattern paper. It's such a pretty collection. I'm going to use my distress sprayer here just to spritz a little bit of water on that ink where I've ink blended it, and then I'll take my paper towel and dab up the excess water, and it's just going to leave just a really cool distressed look. The water droplets make that ink react because it is water reactive, and it just creates this really cool effect on your paper. I'm going to do that a couple times until I'm satisfied with the number of kind of droplets I get, or the droplet effect that I get on the ink, and then I will be ready to move on to the next step. So I have linked up to the products from Ecstasy Crafts that I'm using today, so make sure you check that out in the description box below. I did place my paper in my splat box, and for some reason, I don't know what happened to the footage. I think I forgot to turn my camera on, but I splattered my paper in that splat box with some Dina Wakley white gloss spray, and it just creates really nice white droplets on my paper. And now I have taken that fussy cut strip from that scrap 07 paper, and I've glued that on just with some liquid adhesive to the left side of my project. And I'm taking my hole punch now and I'm just re-punching the holes over on that section there so that this can go back into my planner when I'm all finished. And here you can just see how those flaps are going to layer nicely over top Really love how this looks. And this piece here is actually cut using the Basics DC54 set. So this is a coordinating stamp and die set that coordinates beautifully with the SL350 dies. And you can just see there's a whole bunch of dies here that are part of this set that coordinate with the stamps that are also part of this set. So it's a Planner Essential Stamp and Die combo that coordinates with the SL350. And you can see that it just creates this really cute little pocket. And also I cut this little piece here, this little geometric piece, and I stamped using the stamps from that Basics DC54 set onto those pieces to create more detail for my project. And here you can just see those reinforcers will go in that area there, and I'll use the other 3 reinforcers on that flap that's going to be at the top there. Now, I did take this little pocket down to my sewing machine and I stitched through it as well to just add a little bit more texture. And I did show you there how I've printed a 4x3 photo that's going to just fit beautifully into this really cool little stitched pocket. I've got some double-sided, really strong adhesive on the flaps, and I'm just taking the release paper off the back of that double-sided adhesive, and that is going to adhere very nicely to my planner page here. It will not fall off of there. That's really great adhesive. That is some Sukwang double-sided adhesive, but it can just be whatever you have in your stash if you're using double-sided. I also wanted to use a glassine bag behind my photo, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. I'm going to take a little bit more of those fussy cut florals, and I'm going to use them around the one edge of my photograph. I just think it finishes the photo off really nicely and coordinates with the fussy cut piece I already have adhered to my page. I'm going to adhere that down with my stapler. And I'm going to use a little bit of adhesive as well on the 2 ends that are not attached at this point, but you can just see how this glassine bag is going to layer so nicely behind there and have a little pocket there for a tag, which we're going to add in a little bit here. Now I'm going to use my liquid adhesive to glue those reinforcers onto the spots there where the holes are for your planner. This is just totally decorative. It just adds some really fun detail to your projects. And I think most of the Planner Essential die sets do come with these reinforcers. In fact, the Basics DC54 stamp and die combo set also has reinforcers as part of that. Now I just reached into my stash for some brads. These have been in my stash for a very long time, probably like 15 years. I don't even know how long I've had these, but they're perfect. They're the perfect size for the holes in that piece there. And so I just finished it off with those. Now I'm just going to do a really quick flip through so far in my planner. I have created all of these pages with you here on YouTube. I'm showing you how I added some vellum journaling to the back of that last page that I did. And it turns out that this planner is definitely all about the pandemic and different things that have happened. And I'm just doing lots of journaling and storytelling about how we've, managed throughout the different times that we've been through here and lately and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm journaling about there. And I'm just going to show you here, I am going to also add a little fussy cut floral piece and that little fussy cut bunny as well. And I do have the paper, the fussy cut paper that I have completely fussy cut, and I reach into that for all of my little embellishments. I will link up to that paper in the description box below as well. And I'm going to use some of the Studio Light washi tapes here as well. I did use one on the other side that kind of looks like label tape. It's black and it has together on it, which is perfect for what it says on that little pocket. And here you can also see that I've added my journaling in vellum to that one flap. And I'm going to take a tag that I cut with another die set from Studio Light. I will also link up to that. And you can just see how that's going to fit nicely into my glassine pocket there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of twine to that hole of that tag. I'll just slide it through, loop it through there, and then just put the ends of it through that loop and pull it through, and then I'm just going to trim off those ends. I like to have one length and then one a little bit longer just to make it look a little bit more interesting. And there's a little bit of twine there on that tag. So I'm basically really finished my project here at this point. I am loving this A5 planner from Studio Light. Absolutely love this whole system. It's so fun. It's a really quick way to document your photos, your stories, or to use as a planner if you want as a planner as well, like a traditional planner where you're planning out your day and your week. Thank you so much for checking out my process today. Don't forget to check the links to Ecstasy Crafts. If you have not made a purchase yet, there is a coupon code in the description box for your first time purchase. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.